Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I am MotherAzure and also Maria. I am back again with another pickle card, and for today's video I thought it would be fun to revisit a video that I did a long time ago. I think it's been at least a year. We're going to be seeing what your spiritual gifts are. I remember that one being pretty fun, but I wanted to do it again because it was a long time ago and I was still in my I'm anxious in front of the camera era. And I'm pretty sure my audio was really bad, so I just wanted to redo that video and see what comes up. So as you saw me in the beginning of the video, these are some of the oracle we're going to use. We're also going to be shuffling the Angelarium Oracle on camera for each of the piles afterwards, and the Archangel Oracle. This is by Doreen Virtue. Even though I do not agree with her, if you have been part of the spiritual community, you may know about her a little bit. But her deck, this deck specifically, has the clairs included, and I thought that would be helpful for this reading. But disclaimer, everyone is welcome in this channel, so just because I'm using that, I don't discriminate against people on the basis of their spiritual beliefs. Okay, I don't care where you come from, you're welcome here. And we're going to be using the Tarot of the Divine that I'm going to be shuffling on camera for each of the piles as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into our pile. So for pile 1, you have the Sun Charm. For pile 2, you have the Seashell. And for pile 3, you have the Leaf Charm. Okay, looking at pile 1 with the Sun Charm, this is your reading. Oh my god, I'm trying to recover. I fucked up that intro. So this is your pre-picked card. I'm gonna put it to the side so we can look at your tarot first, and then I'm gonna be drawing the oracle. But let's see what your spiritual gifts are. And the point of this reading, again, I forget to say something, but the point of it is to tell you where your gifts are, and if you weren't aware of them, or you feel like you haven't developed them enough, maybe this is your sign to look into them a little bit more and maybe try to work with them from this point forward. So this is something that maybe your spirit team, your deities, whatever, they want to highlight for you in some way. Okay, so let's see. You got the Chariot, the Four of Swords. I thought there were 2 cards there, but nope. And let's get one more for blah. Okay, the Knight of Coins. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually going to lay all the cards here, oracle included. So let me just get everything. We're not gonna use a lot of cards for this reading. What are their spiritual gifts? Okay. Chesed, right hand, empathy. I can definitely see that. And this one is the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. And can you see that? Yeah, you can. I was checking the camera to make sure that you could see that. And let's get you one more from here. Ooh, that almost flew off my table. Okay. So we have Angel Therapy. Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Couldn't see that. Half blind, though. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people may have referred to you, or maybe even some other readers specifically may have referred to you as an earth angel. So you may be someone that is deeply empathetic, because I see it both here with empathy, clearly that is here, but we also have the Chariot, which is related to Cancer energy, and we also have Angel Therapy. So I feel like you are a very empathetic soul, and you connect with people on a very, very deep level, sometimes not even realizing that you do so. You may have a tendency to take on the burdens of other people, and it may not be necessarily because you want to. Sometimes you may want to, but it's just that these people may feel like they're being attracted by your energy, and they may come to you and vent or ask for advice. So it may be like in a friend group, you may be a little bit of the mom friend because you always know the right thing to say in the right situation. So there are a lot of people that come to you for help, for advice, for emotional support. So that is most definitely one of your gifts. It may be draining for you at times, so it is very important that when it comes to this gift that you make sure you are taking care of your spiritual hygiene. So regularly cleansing your body, your space, your energetic field, everything. Cleanse everything. If you are not sure about cleansing, if you haven't heard of that before, you can do a quick search. I always recommend learnreligions.com. That is a great resource in my opinion, like a great online resource. But just to give you a few ideas, when it comes to cleansing, you can cleanse yourself in the shower with water, running water. You can take a bath, use bath salts. Salts is protecting as well, for protection, right? You can use an incense, do some smoke cleansing. You can use candles. You can use pretty much anything, especially if there's something in your culture, something that your ancestors have used for cleansing and purification. Look into those, and those will help you as well. So that is very important, specifically when it comes to that gift, that you take care of yourself, because you have that tendency to attract people that may be in emotional turmoil, and when they finish talking to you, they leave feeling better, but then you kind of absorb all of that. So what we want to prevent is you exhausting yourself and your energy because you take on so much. That is not to say that they're doing it on purpose either. They may not be doing this on purpose at all. It may just be that they feel safe with you. And it also doesn't mean that you have to stop helping them if that's something that you really like, because I feel like that is part of your mission and you do enjoy it to a certain point. It's to say just to take care of yourself more and more of your energy, right? Give me a second. Let me take this off. It's hot. Hot as hell in this house. Okay. So the other thing that I'm seeing here with conflict, and especially the Four of Swords. So this is a gift that I think that we all have different gifts, and there are certain gifts that we develop after certain points in our lives, like they become unlocked per se, for whatever reason. And I think that for you, you may have experienced a lot of conflict in your early life, and as a result, you have really learned to navigate conflict. We could call this a spiritual gift, but this is also just like an ability that you have, a talent that you have, okay? So you may actually be the peacemaker in many areas of life, and you may be able to actually get through to people, and that comes along with the empathy. You may be able to get through to people that others may not have been able to get through with. I don't know what I was supposed to say there. English, hello. And it's just like you can see through, see right through people, like right into their soul. So you can pretty much see their insecurities, their weaknesses, and also all that emotional turmoil that I mentioned. So it's easy for you, well, not easy, but just you can see it better than they can. When the water is muddy, clouded for them, you may be able to see through the problem, because you can see through all of those emotions. So you, like, to be honest, you may actually be quite a good psychologist, okay? Or maybe I'm hearing like someone that works with kids as well. So again, it's a beautiful gift, but do make sure that you take care of yourself, because this can be very, very taxing, okay? And I love that you picked the sun charm. I didn't pick these after I shuffled the cards. I actually picked these like hours ago. I was like, they look good together. But I wasn't going to interpret the charms because of that, because I picked them, right? Because I thought they would like look good on camera. In this occasion, I usually do it to get the meanings, but not this time. But the fact that you picked the sun, everything revolves around the sun. So again, you have this magnetism to you, which is very good for you, because sometimes you do attract people that want to help you. You attract opportunities, you attract everything, because you have so much energy. But unfortunately, that also means that you attract people who are in need of your help. And I say unfortunately, not because that is necessarily a burden. I feel like if we have the opportunity to help people, we should probably help people. But I say like that because it can be very difficult and very tiring over time. So do make sure to take breaks as needed, especially with this Four of Swords here. Take time to recover. Take some time to recharge your battery. So just be away from people for a while. Make sure to set strong boundaries, okay? And you will be good to go. Also, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. And I see the Knight of Pentacles in terms of spiritual gifts as an ability to manifest things into the physical world. So if you have clear in your mind what it is that you want, you will find a way to get it. So I feel like sometimes you have like escaped tough situations and you haven't known how that happened, but it's because you are very good at manifesting things into the physical plane. So, and try out like different methods of manifestation, because I feel like the more tangible the method is for you, the more it's going to work. Like some people are better at manifesting with their emotions, like let's say they imagine how they would feel when they get the manifestation, but for other people it's different. There is no one better way because everyone is different, right? So for you, based on this card, again, do your research afterwards, look into it afterwards. But what I'm seeing is with this card is that the more physical the way that you manifest is, the better. So for you, I think that it would work more to do a vision board, to write it down, to, write down what you want to manifest, actually do some spell work if you're into that. So something that you can actually physically do is going to help you manifest a lot quicker, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing here. Also, okay, so I did that sound because I feel like, along with the empathy, because I just looked at this card again, I feel like I said, that you attract people, you may also attract animals a lot. So you may feel very connected to animals, and I'm not going to say that you can't talk to animals, because I can't talk to animals, so I'm not sure if that's even a thing, but maybe you can feel energetically things when it comes to animals. So that is something for you to look into. I don't even know how it works, so I'm not going to tell you anything about that there because I don't have experience there. But look into it. You may be able to connect to animals very well. You may be able to connect to animal spirits very well, like passed on pets or just nature spirits that are animals as well. So you may be able to connect with those more easily. You may have a lot of like animals that I'm here to represent you. That's interesting. It's an interesting way of wording it. I don't know where that came from. Represent you in the spiritual world. What? Or that you see a lot. And they are kind of messengers for you. But again, represent you is what I heard. I don't know what that means, but you got animals representatives. I don't know what that was, but that's what they said to me. They, as in my guides. One of the things that you can do, again, going back to them, because like the biggest, it's not this, these are not your only spiritual gifts. These are the ones that are coming on more strongly, and most definitely that empathy, because going back to it again, because they said something else. One of the things that you're going to be able to do, you may not be able to do this right now, but I believe that you will be able to with practice. So when you are talking to other people or just dealing with your own emotions, other people's or your own, right? You eventually, I think you will be able to process those emotions and transform them into something more productive. I'm not saying positive specifically, just something more productive, something that you can actually use to your benefit, or that they can use to their benefit. Because let's not label emotions as positive or negative. Emotions are just emotions. Some are unpleasant, some are pleasant, but objectively, there are no wrong emotions. So that's why I say productive. Because, for example, anger can be productive in certain situations because anger pushes you towards making changes. If you feel resentment towards someone that hurts you, that is productive in the sense that it can push you to set boundaries with them. Okay? So don't get sucked into, you have to be in like a positive vibration and be happy and feel all these positive feelings always, or else you can't manifest. Don't get sucked into that. It is not true. Emotions, you are a human. You have a full spectrum of emotions. Limiting yourself to only feeling a few is not only impossible, because you are a human, it's going to be incredibly frustrating for you, and trying to prevent having negative emotions that you have branded as negative from stopping yourself from feeling those is going to derail you even more from actually manifesting or doing what you need to do. I would say, like, if you don't want to deal with a negative emotion, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible, the way is to process it. Repressing a negative emotion or an unpleasant emotion is not going to make it go away. And it doesn't matter if you're angry or sad a few times. That doesn't mean that your manifestations are going to disappear. That's not how it works. So don't get sucked into that. But yes, you can transform these emotions into something more positive. So think of it as alchemizing emotions. Maybe you will be good at like alchemy, like just transforming things into something better or more productive, or something that you can actually use, something that you and other people can actually use productively. Okay, so what else? They're giving me the feeling of being able to see. So you may actually be able to see things. You may be clairvoyant. You may be able to see spirits, or just interesting. So I just heard that you may be able to kind of see the past. For some of you, this may be through touching objects, or just you may get like random hits of like, this is happening because of this one thing that happened in your family this time. So just random like hits of information from the past that you don't know where they came from. That may happen to you a lot. But also like specifically the clairvoyance. You may be very highly clairvoyant. If you are not, this is something that you can be. So if you want to look into it, if you are interested in being clairvoyant, do your own research. Okay, there are so many resources out there. Just use discernment and go from there. Talk to your spirit team. They are going to help you with that. And just pick something you're interested in. If anything of what I said is something that interests you in some way, go look into it. Meditate if you feel like that's something that would help you. Or just set to trying some different things out and see how it goes from there. Okay? And again, like I said, for some reason this is the Knight of Pentacles, but he is holding a torch. Is that a torch? Oh, it's a bow and arrow. I thought it was a torch. But I was gonna say that it also gives me like the wands energy as well. With we have Mars here. So again, if there's something that you set your mind to, especially if it's something that you are passionate about, that you feel very strongly about, that is what's going to manifest first. Okay, most likely, or at least more physically than anything else. But they're saying on Resolved? If you feel like you have been trying to manifest something specifically, like right now, anything that you're manifesting right now, or that you tried to manifest recently and you're like, okay, that didn't work, they're saying that there may be an unresolved issue, or maybe just unresolved feelings from the past that are kind of getting in the way of it. Because I feel like it's not that you don't want what it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is. It's more like you want it, but there's like a certain level or a certain version of you that doesn't think you deserve it for whatever reason. So if there is like a dialogue that you have been having in your head about, you know, if you feel like it's not something that you deserve for whatever reason, things other people have told you, they're saying it's unresolved. That's something that you may want to look into that's going to help you move forward with this a little bit better. Because it's not necessarily blocking it. It may prevent you from receiving it though. Because if you don't feel like you deserve it, when the opportunity comes, whatever it is, you may reject it or run away from it because you don't feel deserving of it, right? So do look into that, try to see what it is, and if it's unresolved issues, see where the issue is coming from and try to address it, because that's literally the only thing that's kind of in the way of it, or that could be in the way of it. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. It is never expected, but it's always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much, much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2 with the seashell. This is your reading. I got so fucking stuck trying to say seashell, and in the end, it's not even a charm. I don't know why I wanted to say it's a charm. It's a real seashell. I got it. I literally got it myself from the beach, so I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I'm sorry. So, this is your first oracle card. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to shuffle the tarot first, and then lay out the oracle, and let's see what your spiritual gifts are. So let's see what your spiritual gifts are. Oh my god. I literally have to stop the recording because I was laughing so hard that I stumble upon my words so badly. Oh my god. Okay, let's see what your spiritual gifts are. What is that? Okay. What are pile 2's spiritual gifts? Interesting. So not even looking at the cards, like just before the cards came out, I heard kind of like singing. So maybe you're a good singer. If not, maybe you just like to sing. And singing in some way, it's like a spiritual gift for you. That's interesting. So it could be that whatever you speak can become manifested. But also if you like sing, it helps you energetically. So I've seen spiritual people before that are musicians, and they will put intentions or they will put spells or just anything like that on their music. Like I've seen some people be like, I put the intention like while I was making this piece to make it about protection. That was my intention. So maybe that is something that you can do that is going to help you a lot. So maybe like, for example, if you want to cleanse your space, you will sing something with the intention of cleansing or something of that sort. That's incredible. That is I think the first time that has come through in any reading. But your voice, there's something about your voice. Throat chakra, so communication. You may be someone that is very good at I'm hearing getting your way. So you may be very good at convincing people. But similar to pile one, you may be able to say the right thing at the right time. So, but yeah, your voice. Most definitely something about your voice. I get you one more to see what your spiritual gifts are. So you got the Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. And let me lay out your oracle so you have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Put that up. Okay. Let me get you one from here. Again, these are not going to be your only gifts. These are just the ones that are coming to the forefront. So maybe your spirit team, your deities, whatever, they want you to pay attention to these gifts specifically so you can develop them for whatever reason, or just to give you confirmation that they are actually gifts. Because maybe like, I feel like I have like a special talent with this, but I am not sure if it's a gift or if it's just me being like cuckoo, you know? But yeah. There we go. I forgot to say that in the beginning, so I always forget to say something in the beginning. What? See, I put the card in there. This card came up for pile one. I put the card in the deck. I shuffled off camera before I started your reading, and then I shuffled again, like just now. So that shouldn't have come up again. If you feel called to watch pile one, because like this is the second synchronicity from pile one, go ahead and watch it if that was something you felt. If you're here from pile one, hello, we meet again. So let's see. I also did the same with this one. I shuffled us off camera, and now I'm shuffling again. So like this is like that was well shuffled. There's no way. So what are your spiritual gifts? Liliel, Angel of Night. Ooh, that didn't come out. But what is that? Hod, left leg. Submission. Interesting. Okay. That didn't come out, but I just wanted to look at what it was because I was like, what? That card, this one, it tends to remind me of going kind of like with the flow. So it may be a thing for you where you are able to kind of feel the energy in a room, in a situation, in an event, in anything, and that energy you kind of transform a little bit to match the energy. So it's like you're a bit of a chameleon, in a way. So where I feel like you are not only affected, and that is said negatively or positively, just neutrally, just affected in general by your environment. You also affect your environment. So it's like you become one with your environment kind of way. You may also like be able to hide. And by hide, I mean like if you like really don't want to be seen, like if you don't want to be perceived in a room full of people, you could kind of create this energy around you where people literally don't look at you, and it's just because you wished so hard not to be fucking seen, that you kind of like a chameleon, like a, you know, an octopus, like just merge into the background. So yeah, that reminded me of something because someone in my family on my mother's side, this is a weird story, but from what I was told, I didn't meet this man. He had like powers. And one of the things he did was that he would literally walk in front of people and they would not see him. Oh shit. So like he did like weird shit. He was like this weird Robin Hood type of guy. Like he would steal shit from like politicians and give it to other people. So it's like a super weird story. But one of the things he did is like he would be sent to, like he would be put in jail because he was stealing, and he would literally walk out and people would not see him. And some people are saying like he like did like a deal with a demon. Like people were like fucking scared, because I'm talking like this is from like a small town like in the countryside, so they were like, what the fuck is that man doing? But it may be something like that. I'm not saying they did a deal with anything. That's just the story that was told to me, where my great grandma was like, yeah, no, they said this about him, but it's like he was a sweet person. But I'm like, that's fucking creepy though. How did he do that? But maybe that's something that you can do to an extent where you're like, I don't want to be seen right now. I don't want people to talk to me right now. And they don't, because it's like you make yourself invisible. Not literally, but I don't know. It's like you've merged with the background and people are less likely to notice you. It's super weird, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Also has to do with that Angel of Night thing. Because like this Angel of Night, it's kind of like in the shadows. So it's like you kind of pull back and they can't see you. Also with that card specifically, you may have a lot of prophetic dreams or just a lot of psychic dreams where you get messages. So do keep a dream journal, because many of your dreams are messages. And here's the thing, some of them may not be as clear as you would like them to be, but they are metaphorical in a way. So do write it down, because you may realize the other day, like the day after or like a few days after, what it meant. There's a lot of symbolism in your dreams, so do get a dream journal. If you don't have one, keep it by your bed. As soon as you wake up, if you had a dream, write down what you remember, okay? Because you do get a lot of messages in your dreams. So again, very similar to pile 1. If you're from pile 1, you are able to manifest very well. But here it's especially true if that is something that you are very, very passionate about. If it's creative, like you may be able to manifest a lot if you do something creative for your manifestations. So similar to pile 1 again, it could be a vision board, but like they're showing me like someone doing crochet. So like you could do crochet and use like knot magic. If you don't know what that is, please look into it. That's, doing like a certain incantation or an affirmation as you do knots, or just as you sew, well, I don't know, or anything. It's you putting intention as you pass the needle through the fabric, or just when you tie the knots at the end, that is your intention. But that may be something that you're able, like that's going to help you manifest better, or just to put your intentions into anything. So just to put your intentions out there, it may be more helpful for you to do something very creative with it. So for you, it may be again beneficial to paint. Maybe you will do a painting and your intention is to get a job. So the painting that you do is infused like with the intention of getting this job. Maybe you will use some color magic, put some greens in there for money, put some gold, put some silver, and that is your like intention set up for the manifestation. So that is something that may work for you. Again, anything creative, not magic, color magic while you're painting, literally anything of that sort. Anything that is even remotely creative is going to help you a lot. Also, we have the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Cups, and I can't help but notice that in both of these cards, there are literally a couple being portrayed. People who are made for one another. So it's interesting to me that is coming through when I'm asking about spiritual gifts. Maybe that you are able to connect again very deeply with people, but specifically for you, maybe when you are in relationships, they don't have to be romantic relationships, they can be platonic relationships. When you enter any type of relationship with someone, you connect with them in such a way, like you transform a lot through your relationships, and you may not only kind of help them transform, you transform as well. So that's something that I'm seeing there. I don't think that's like an actual gift specifically. That's just something that happens to you, but it's being kind of pointed out to me here. Okay, so a lot of things for you here are influenced by your emotional state, because ones where they're associated with fire, with creativity, that's still emotions, right? So again, anything that you put that big heavy emotion into is going to manifest. Be careful with, like, I don't want to be cryptic, but it's like, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you may, like I said, if you wish really hard not to be seen, people are not going to see you. It would be the same like if you wish really hard for, let's say, someone that's coming to see you and you don't want them to come to see you, you like not even realizing that you're doing it, you're like, oh my god, I don't want to see them, I don't want to talk to them. They may like, because this happened to me once, like there was a specific person I didn't want to see, and I kind of was pushing back so much on the idea of talking to them and seeing them that they literally called like a few minutes after, and they were like, my tire blew out. So I was like, shit. So like that may have been a coincidence, but I feel like to be careful where you are directing that energy, and that you are clear on where you're directing it, because it can be a little bit chaotic at times, because that is something that has to do with fire here. That fire is creation, but fire is also very destructive. So it's important that you direct your energy in the right way, so it doesn't backfire and just hurts you or someone else. Doesn't mean that you will. It's just like something to be conscious about. There's like people in like back in Cuba, there were people that, you know, people that like they saw you and like they gave you evil eye, but they were aware of it, so they didn't do it on purpose. So they did certain things to not give people the evil eye, right? So it's kind of like that. So they were that strong that they were giving people the evil eye, not even trying to do it. Like they would look at a baby and they'd be like, oh my god, that's such a cute baby, and then the baby will get sick. Like that's like superstition as well, but it's like they kind of were like, oh, I can't do that, so let me do something to not do that, right? So it's just prevention in some way. So that's just, I think, putting into perspective how strong you can be. So just something to be aware of, because just like how it can be a little bit self-destruct, like just how it can be destructive outwardly, it can be destructive inwardly, because you feel very, very strongly. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to police yourself 24/7. It's just to be a little bit more aware. That's all. You don't have to worry about it too hard. Just be aware, okay? We also have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. This card, what it's reminding me of is claircognizance, and it's reminding me of specifically receiving kind of downloads. You may not even realize that these are downloads. You just know shit, and you're like, I don't know how I know that shit. That happens to me a lot, when you're like, this is how it is, but I can't tell you why or how I know that that's how it is. That may happen to you a lot. That is one of your gifts. In my opinion, that is like one of the hardest gifts, because unlike clairvoyance or clairaudience, where you are clearly seeing something or clearly hearing something, claircognizance is more subtle. You're like, I know, but I don't know how I know, and I don't know where it came from. So you may be very, very claircognizant. They're definitely the claircognizance, because I feel like they're signaling here to like the third eye area, the higher chakras or whatever. So most definitely you have a direct kind of connection, or let's say an open channel. So you kind of pick up on a lot of things, and you may not know that you're picking up on them intuitively, because it feels like you have known all your life whatever it is that comes through, and until you question further and you're like, wait, where did I hear that? You're not sure, because it just came through and you absorbed it, and that was that. Okay, so that is most definitely one of your gifts. I would say as well, get yourself some protection, just because you are kind of absorbing so much through your claircognizance, just to kind of filter out any bad channels, right? Let's just call it that. Everyone should be doing like spiritual hygiene of some sort, whatever you consider spiritual hygiene to be. Cleansing, protection, purification, whatever it is that you think it is. Whatever works for you. But do something that makes you feel like you are protected from negative influences, or just from receiving information from sources that maybe are not trustworthy for you. Like, for example, if it comes from a spirit that is not trying to help you, that doesn't have your best interest in mind, you may be able to protect yourself to block those types of spirits from communicating with you and giving you downloads or giving you information, because you don't want them to confuse you, for example. That's just one thing that I'm talking about. It's an example, take it as it resonates. Another thing here that's interesting, because what just came through is that you can see people for what they are. Again, going back to pile 1, but it's like, if someone is not being genuine, you can tell. So it's like, you can see when the wolf is wearing sheep's clothing. You can see when someone is hiding something, just lying by omission. Like, even that you are able to pick up on it very easily, because you feel it energetically, and also you get told that they're doing it, quite literally. There's like, I feel like a heavy intervention from your ancestors, where they're mostly the ones that tell you shit. So if you have an ancestor altar, or you just set up like water for them or anything like that, keep doing that. They're helping you a lot. If you feel called to do that, take it, okay? And the other thing is that I didn't pick up on this on the other pile, but now that I'm looking at the card again for your pile, it feels like you may be very good at astrology, and if you haven't looked into it yet, or you feel like it's confusing, maybe give it another go. And for example, if you start with tropical astrology and you feel like it's not accurate, or you don't like it, check out sidereal astrology. That is another type of astrology that is mostly used in more so the East. So like, because tropical astrology is mostly like the Western version of it, and there are differences, okay? Some people prefer tropical, some people prefer sidereal. There are other types of astrology as well, if I'm not mistaken, but like, these are like the modern ones that are mostly in use. So look into that. There are so many different types. Like, there's like, I think there's Sumerian astrology. There are differences everywhere, so just look into it again, see if you like it, because I feel like you do have a gift for it, and you may be very well able to read your chart and read other people's charts as well. And considering that you have that clear cognizance, you may be able to not only read the charts, you may also be able to pick up things intuitively from them as well. So that it's going to help you, and it may help other people as well if you decide to do it professionally after you study and all of that, okay? So look into that if you are interested, all right? So that is what I have for you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do love my updates about the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello, if you pile through with the leaf charm. There's your reading, so I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to put this away. I'm going to shuffle your tarot first, but I'm going to lay everything out right now so I can get a full picture. We're not using that many cards, so let's see. Any of the spiritual gifts that I described now are not going to be your only gifts. They're just the ones that are being highlighted, maybe because your spirit team, your deities, or whoever, they want you to pay more attention to them, maybe work a little bit more on them, do some research, and it's going to help you. So let's see what your spiritual gifts are. I got this feeling that you may be a little bit of a death worker. I don't know what. See, I put that all the way over there. Why would I do that? Like, you may be when I say death worker, I mean like you may be someone that souls, people that have recently passed on, come to you a lot, or that you have had so many experiences with death. Maybe you have had a near-death experience yourself, and it's like you as a result of that, it's kind of like you have, I'm here to step in both realms, if that makes sense. So I feel like you, more than the other piles, are able to more medium. That's more of the medium type person, that you can more so speak with spirits, or they come to you a lot. So let's see. I literally put this away. I was gonna get 3 cards, but I'm gonna get 2 more cards, but oh shit, it's the Two of Swords. See, walking on both realms. So this is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is literally someone holding 2 swords. And while I would usually associate that with indecisiveness, or just 2 paths to take, or anything like that, the fact that I said walking both realms and that card came up, I'm like, yeah, that is confirmation right there. So let me get you 2 more. Where are your spiritual gifts? Most definitely, I think that they're showing me someone like walking, and it feels like walking into the underworld. I'm not saying they're gonna die, but I feel like you are some type of guide to souls. So that is one of your gifts. You can most definitely help souls cross over. Page of Wands and Queen of Wands. Interesting. Oh, I was only gonna get 3. That is the Queen of Swords as well right there. I'm not gonna pull it out, but that did come out. Well, it didn't come out. It almost fell out of my hand. So you got baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Let me get one of these. What are your spiritual gifts? What are pile 3 spiritual gifts? Oop. Take your power back. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings into your life. And one more from here. I'm looking at the cards. It's like, why the fuck is it crooked? It really pisses me off when I'm putting up the cards and it's crooked. Oh god. Okay, so just I do be a little bit of a perfectionist. It's stupid, but yep. So let me get you one more from here. What are your spiritual gifts? Or a pile 3 spiritual gifts. Yeah. I keep having that feeling that you have been through like a lot of darkness, and that's why you can connect more to maybe the darker aspects of spirituality. Not necessarily dark, it's just that people perceive it as darker. So it's like, when I say death work and like working with spirits that have recently passed on, is the type of work that not all people want to do because they feel it's scary, or because they don't feel prepared, or whatever. So it's kind of like that job that some people may consider unpleasant, or that if given the choice they would like not to do it. But yeah, and you have Fanuel, Angel of Truth. But I feel like this is a result of you having been through a lot of shit, and just kind of seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything, and just becoming more sensitive throughout your life. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it feels like the way they're showing it to me is that for whatever reason, spirits that have recently passed on, or just spirits that have like a message to share, or that need help crossing over, you are kind of like an energetic match for them, which is weird, because either you have experienced like a lot of loss in your life, or like I said, you have been through near-death experiences, or anything like that, and they kind of come to you for help because they feel like you can help them, because there's like this energetic compatibility there. So if this is something that you're interested in, I would recommend doing research, and specifically a ton of research, because working with spirits is not easy, and you know, you need protection. You need like backup plans. Like, for example, most spirits, I would say, because I have not had many bad experiences with spirits, but some spirits can be a little bit stubborn. They can stick around if you don't want them to stick around, so you would have to cleanse them out, banish them sometimes. So definitely look a lot into protection, purification. This is for everyone, but you especially. And look into spirit work. There's this book that I'm actually currently reading by Jason Miller, and it's called Consorting with Spirits. I so recommend that book. I really like it. I think it's a great book. There are, of course, many more books, but this is the one that I'm reading right now, and I think it's an amazing book for spirit communication. So if that is something that you're interested in, I would recommend it 100%. Of course, there are more books, but just saying, because I feel like if you are going to walk this path, you already are, but like if you're gonna do it formally, like if you're actually going to pursue it, you do have to learn some things just to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself grounded, to keep your home private, because the thing with spirits is that sometimes they're a little bit like, they don't give a fuck if you're like in the bathroom, they don't give a fuck where you are. So like if they have something to say, they will pop up, and it's like mildly annoying. So learn to, you know, kind of set boundaries with the spirits, create like a safe space in your home, create like, okay, I'm going to communicate now, and that's when you open communication and you're like, okay, spirit team, or these certain spirits, these are the ones that are allowed to talk to me, or whatever you want to do, right? So just to kind of keep yourself protected and to not become overwhelmed, because some people, like, they have not been able to do this either because their gifts came on too strong, or they like didn't like get guidance to how to protect themselves, how to close the channels, right? Because I feel like that is something very important for spiritual people to learn, how to kind of put the spiritual on pause so you don't get carried away, because you also have like this physical life. You're on this physical plane, and there are things that you need to do on this physical plane. So it's like this beautiful balance between both. Some people like haven't been able to do that for whatever reason, and it's been very difficult for them. Like, I know a few people that were like, they almost went insane, to be quite honest, because it came too strong and they didn't have guidance. So I would say that the best thing you can do, especially if you have been experiencing a lot of if you have been having a lot of intense experiences recently with spirits, the best you can do is inform yourself on how to protect yourself, how to protect your space, to cleanse, and how to like create and open channels of communication when you are ready to talk. And the thing with spirits, set boundaries. And if they cross their boundaries, just like people, tell them to fuck off. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how I work. That may not be how you work, but this is how I work. Like, I don't like spirits coming to me when I'm doing something else, because I'm doing something else for a reason. And when I sit here is when I do what I do. So when a spirit comes to me outside of this time frame, I either go, I'm not doing it right now, or I help them real quick. I'll tell them, I can't help you, go talk to someone else. Like, I will literally be like, I don't think I can help you, please go talk to someone else. So kind of do something like that, because you need to keep yourself sane, basically, right? So that is especially important if you have been having intense experiences lately, okay? Especially because I see that Two of Swords here, and I am noticing that you have wands, and even though this is swords, there is this fire here. So you may be having to kind of hold it back. You may have maybe tried to close communication or just push back against everything that you have been experiencing, but it hasn't necessarily worked 100%. So sometimes you can't really push this back. It is what it is. And again, best you can do is set boundaries, protect yourself, and live your best life, because The spirits may look scary, but most of them, they're just not, they're okay. Like, they're not going to do anything, okay? So, the other thing, we have the Angel of Truth. I want to address this one. Because they literally showed me, so I don't know the how true this is, because I am not 100% sure on this belief. This is like something that I'm 50-50 on. I'm neutral about it. But some people talk about the Akashic records, or they talk about they envision it as a library or whatever. So they showed me something like that, and I feel like what they're trying to tell me with that is that you can. So, for example, and this is something that happens to me as well. So, hello, you may have the same gift as me. So, sometimes, like, for example, you may be watching something, or you may go somewhere, and there may be, let's say, there may be spirits in that house, beings, whatever, right? And maybe you watch like a paranormal thing, and they're talking about the spirits in the house and this and that, and they say something, but then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, no, that spirit is not the one that's there, it's this other spirit. Like, you will get like an intuitive hit, but specifically about the spirits in the place. So that happens to me a lot. If it happens to you, hello, hi bestie, me too. So that may be something that happens to you. So you may get a lot of like random hits of information from places, or just from certain areas of life that you turn your attention to, and it's like, I call it tapping into like the thread of energy. So it's like, imagine that everything here in front of me is just threads of energy. So maybe I'm thinking about the White House, whatever, and this thread right here is the White House. So just because I thought about it, I literally reach and touch it. So I may get information from it all of a sudden, and it's like, whoa, how the fuck did I know that? And it's just you kind of touching the thread of information, because you can get a lot of information just thinking about it. It's like you have complete access to this huge library that I told you about. So that is one part of it. The other part is that you may be able, again, to tell when people are fucking lying. And especially with this card, for some reason, is reminding me of this. Maybe a big part of your personal philosophy, your personal belief, is being just, like being fair. So that might be something that you gravitate towards. They're specifically showing me, maybe you have this gift of connecting with, again, how I mentioned people that have passed on that need help. You may be able to connect with literal people that are missing, that are like deceased but have been declared missing. So like psychics that have helped police solve cases. So this may be even something that you are able to do. And maybe if you don't want to do that, maybe you just will be able to kind of figure things out about these cases, or get intuitive hits about the cases, because again, you are very connected to the spirit world and spirits, specifically human spirits, okay? So again, you may be very good at actually helping them cross over. So if you ever feel like even let's say that you feel like there's a spirit there and you want to help them, but you don't know how, because you don't have like the knowledge or anything like that, maybe you will feel called to put up a candle for them and send them positive energy so they can go on their way. That will help them, okay? Maybe it won't send them over completely, you never know, it really depends on the spirit, but it may be able to help them a little bit. So that may be something that you can do, okay? So again, with the baby steps, just follow your intuition before it makes sense. Along with this Angel of Truth, again, you get these intuitive hits, and they are guiding you for a reason. Again, you may not know exactly where they come from. You may not know exactly who is telling you, but I feel like you just have a lot of spiritual allies. So you may, like, if you have helped, if you have, let's say, prayed for or put up candles for, or whatever you have done for certain spirits, they are actually helping you, or they will help you if needed. Like, if they can help you, they will. So this is very important for you to keep in mind. and this is something that I also read in that book. It's like when you create like these relationships with spirits, just giving them offerings and talking to them or whatever, they may help you at a later point. Okay, so it's like kind of a relationship like with a living person. It's you are talking to them, you're investing energy in them, therefore they will most likely do it back. Okay, so again, we also have take back your power, take your power back. I don't know what I was gonna say. Take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings into your life. I cannot like overlook that because we have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This is like very creative, very, very much into the manifestation. All of these piles are connected, even though I have like cleansed 100 times. But that makes sense. There's a lot of people. With the Page of Wands and the King of Wands, again, doing something creative might help you manifest a lot. Specifically with this Queen of Wands, the way she's being represented here, I'm pretty sure this is Pele. I think that is her name. If it's not, I apologize because I don't quite remember. But if my memory serves me well, she is a goddess that has to do with a volcano. So like doing things with the element of fire, like burning candles. I've seen people say that incense is like under the element of air, but it's also fire because you have to light it, right? So just burning things, writing things down and burning them, lighting those candles, going outside in the sun, like getting sun water. Some people do moon water, you can do sun water as well. Those are gonna help you a lot, which I think it's interesting because I was mentioning how you may be like called towards the side of spirituality that some people may consider dark or that they may consider scary. However, there's this kind of energy of the sun, which the sun illuminates all of this. So I feel like this is again a testament to how perfect I think it is for you to be doing that type of work, because you can illuminate these spirits and help them. Okay, so it's kind of like you're a light in the darkness, if that makes sense. Even if you don't feel that way, that I feel like that is very accurate to how your energy feels to them, like a light in the darkness. So look into that if you're interested. Okay, is there something else here? It may be like help, like it. One of your gifts, you may be able to really concentrate energy into like one spot. So I feel like this is very good if you're doing like spell work, but specifically they showed me crystal grids. So I've seen these a lot. I don't work with them because I'm not a huge crystal girl, but people, I've seen them like put crystals into these grids as like shapes, like geometrical shapes, sacred geometry type of stuff, and put them into like these shapes on a table. And I'm not even sure what they're used for, but the way they're showing it to me is like you concentrating your energy through these crystal grids. So that is something that you maybe that you could look into, because it's interesting. That's the first time that comes through. But using crystals specifically, but not using crystals for like, well, maybe using crystals for their properties, but it's more like using the crystals themselves as a vessel for your energy, if that makes sense. So you may be very good at charging things. So you may be very good at charging jewelry. Like, let's say you grab this ring and you go, you charge it with the intention that it will protect you from any negative energy, any instances that want to harm you, that want to trick you, etc., etc. That's actually kind of what I say. And you wear it and you charge that jewelry. So you may be very good at infusing objects and pretty much anything with your energy, because I feel like you're very good at directing it. And something that may help you direct it, like some people may feel weirdly about this, but I've seen people use crystal wands, or just wands made from wood or anything, or even I've seen people use knives or even spoons but just kind of to use it to aim the energy. So it could literally be a pen. It could be anything that helps you direct your energy. So that may help you a lot, but I feel like that's something that you are very good at, and it's definitely one of your gifts. You're very good at focusing on one thing and concentrating on that, or all that energy into it, okay? So, anything else for pile 3? That's interesting. You may get, like, scrying may be a good thing for you. And there are many ways to scry. I feel like the more traditional way is to use, like, a obsidian plate or just a bowl of water. But you can, like, do it using fire as well. So you can literally scry using a candle and just looking into the flame. Not directly into it, maybe, but you know. So look into scrying as well. I feel like that is one of your gifts, because what I'm seeing is I saw someone like kind of having visions, but it's like not directly, if that makes sense. So it's like the person that I'm seeing, it's using something else as a tool to have the vision. So it's not like someone that is just walking around randomly gets like a vision of something. So it's like using, because the person that kind of showed me, it looks like one of the like old spiritualists, like from the time of Harry Houdini, like the type of spiritualist he was trying to like expose as hoaxes, right? So like those types of tools that they use, that it was like the scrying mirror and the crystal ball, because the crystal ball is basically to scry as well. It's not necessarily to like, you may not see things inside, you may see things beyond it or whatever, just help you focus your energy. Anything that helps you focus your energy is going to help you, and it's going to be a great tool for you. So instead of just maybe visualizing for you, it may be more helpful to use something that will help you direct your energy to where you want to direct it, okay? So that be it holding a wand, using a crystal ball, using a scrying mirror, a bowl of water, anything to help you actually focus your energy, right? So something a little bit more tangible for you. Although visualization is also really good, but I'm just saying like something that helps you direct things to where they need to go. So that is all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do love my updates about the channel over there, and also in my community tab. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish the best of luck on your journey, and much love to you. Bye bye.